Hi everyone, Leanne here from Jaded Blossom, and I have a new die for you today. It's the Coffin die from Jaded Blossom's latest release. So I'm going to be making a couple of treats today, because once you have them out, you might as well make a couple, right? So I'm using the Imaginis paper line. It's a Halloween one. I'm not sure the name of it just because they don't have the names of their paper lines on there, but it's a 12 by 12 inch paper line, and I'm cutting out basically the coffin dies with all the different layers. So you've got a top, a bottom, and then the layer. So here I am, I'm just quickly folding this all together. You just bend everything on the score lines. It's super easy to do. Like I always say, not rocket science. So I'm just folding in all the little tabs there. And this makes quite a roomy holder, actually. It would hold quite a few kisses. It would probably hold a Halloween mask. That's probably what I'm going to put in mine. It's really, really cool. So now I'm using a 1/4 inch score tape, and I'm just applying that to the tabs. Now I use red line tape too. That also is a really nice strong tape. But the nice thing about score tape is it tears, so it just makes it a little quicker rather than having to cut it all the time like the red line tape. So now I'm just applying it, like I said, to all the little tabs. I kind of like to use like a lot of pattern in my creations, but it would be super cute just with a, normal colored cardstock, and then using the coffin shaped stitched top layer die and bringing in the pattern for that. That would be super cute. So, you can create it however you wish. I think it's super cute. I kept this part in real time so you could see how easy it is to put together one of these boxes. And, the rest of my video is sped up a little bit, just, to make it fit in the time allowance there. But so there I am, still applying all of the little pieces of score tape to the tab. So now I'm just using my Teflon bone folder, and I'm just making sure they're stuck down really well, because then it makes it easier to peel them off, peel the release paper off after. So that's all I'm doing. And now I'll now I'll pull off the release paper and quickly attach it. It is so quick to make this little coffin treat box. It's adorable, super quick and easy you could make a bunch of these, no problem. Sit in front of the TV, whip up a bunch of little coffins to put your Halloween treats in for the kids. Or, you could probably fit a couple of good hand sanitizers in there too. This is quite a deep box, actually. The top 2 layers would fit a 6-inch pad. But the bottom is a little bit larger than that. So, you'd have to use either a 12-inch pattern paper, or, you could use your 8.5-inch by 11 piece of cardstock or what have you, just so it fits on there a little bit easier. But yeah, so there we are. So now almost done the bottom layer. I went with stripes. The neat thing about patterns is that you get a coordinating inside, which is kind of neat, to go with whatever treat you're putting in there. But how cute, you could fill it up with filler, add treats, add a gift card, whatever. So now I'm going to be folding the top layer. And I'm using the other side of the paper, actually, for the top layer of this. It just has all the little words on it. Now, you barely see it really in the final product. Just kind of from the side, you'll see them, because I do cover it up with another pattern, because I love my patterns. What can I say? So now I'm just folding in the little tabs again. And like I said, this is super easy. This is the first time I've made this. So, I didn't, do a quickie, do a quickie one first before the video to see how to put it together. It is just really straightforward. So now I'm adding the little tabs, sticking them all around again. It's really easy, like I said. And then we'll have a quick little box for treats or whatever you want to put in there. You can roll up some money for the older kids. Who knows? This year, Halloween, I don't know how Halloween's going to look for everybody. I think that we'll all need some treats and some fun stuff, because I know in certain places they're probably going to cancel Halloween and going door to door and stuff like that. They haven't said that for our city yet, but I could just anticipate it. I don't know. I feel bad for the kids this year. But, like I always say, better safe than sorry. Okay, so now I'm adding my lid onto my treat box. And look how cute this is. It is adorable. Just because I'm filming, I can't get my face down in there to line it up. But look how cute that is. It's adorable. And it fits a bunch of treats. So now here we are. I'm putting my top layer on. This paper is all from Imaginis, that one line. I'd love to tell you what the line is called, but like I said, they don't put their line names on their paper itself, which I think it would be great if they did, just so it would be an easy reference. But I think it's their latest Halloween line from last year. Not 100% sure, but there we go. Because I'm a collector. I have paper from years ago that I pull out every once in a while. So there we are. I just lined up the layer and there's the box. How cute is that? So I do make 2 of these. So now I'm going to pull out some other Jaded Blossom stuff and add to it. So I'm using the Halloween dies, the glasses dies, the little star ones, and I'm using the cute little candy corn. So now I've cut out the layers with Paper Tray Ink white cardstock and Paper Tray Ink Harvest Gold for the yellow and Paper Tray Ink Canyon Clay for the orange. Now I'm using my reverse tweezers from EK Success just to kind of line that up, and a Zig 2-way glue pen just to quickly add my layers. This is super easy. I love these little dies from Jaded Blossom. I love the little stitched edges. And funny enough, I love the look of candy corn. I like to decorate with candy corn. I like to cut out candy corn. I like candy corn paper. I don't really like to eat candy corn. I usually have one every Halloween just to see if my tastes have changed, but it just doesn't seem like it never happens. I'm kind of stuck on my ways now. I'm not really a fan. And certainly not of those bigger, chunks like the pumpkins. Now, I also like to decorate with those, but what can I say? So now I cut out the glasses with black cardstock, and I kind of leave them all attached and I cut them all out together. So I have a bunch in the package. So I just pulled a pair out of the package and I'm just adding them on like he's wearing little shades. And I cut them out of a purple cardstock from Stamping Up. It was like a designer color at one point, so I couldn't tell you. But I just chose a purple that kind of went with the pattern paper. And I cut them out again in purple, and I'm using the centers of the purple ones for these black ones. And then on the other candy corn that I make, I'm going to do the opposite. So that's the candy corn for the box. And now I'm going to have 2 candy corns to do. There's my other candy corn. I'm just going to add the glasses. These are the purple ones that I told you about. I'm just going to add those to the front, and then I'll add the black centers to those glasses. So, super easy peasy. The nice thing about these glasses too is you got some great stars, perfect stars to, that you can use on projects, because there's 3 sizes of star glasses, so 3 sizes of stars, which is kind of fun. So now I'm adding, like I said, I'm just adding the centers, and how cute is that? I think they're just adorable. So now I'm also using mini tag dies too, and I'm using Halloween Treats stamp set. I'm using VersaFine ink, and I cut the tag out of that same Harvest Gold cardstock, and I'm going to be stamping my sentiment that says "Keep calm and eat candy corn" from the Halloween Treats 3 stamp set. And I'm going to be stamping that, like I said, onto my little tag. I use my Misty and, kind of line it up, and what can I say? It's just the best way to do it, I think. And I'm stamping them. And then that way, once the stamp is lined up with the outside cut, you can stamp 2 right in a row and you know that you have the stamping in the correct place. I got a little bit of ink on my hand. You see, I'm a bit of a mess when I'm stamping. I tend to make a mess all the time, so I've always got to be careful. So now I'm just, like I said, I'm stamping each sentiment twice, just so you get a good stamped image. You don't want to press down too hard on the Misty. I'm using a dry eraser that it was kind of a tip from Jennifer McGuire to apply even pressure, and I'm liking it so far. I got mine from Amazon. That's where she got hers, and I'm quite liking it. So that's that little tool that you see I'm using. I tend to put too much pressure, and sometimes I get some, some of my sentiments are kind of fatter than they should be. So there we are. I've got my 2 tags done. So now there's my 2 candy corns, and I'm going to be applying glossy accents to the glasses because, of course, you got to have some shiny glasses, shiny shades for the candy corn, right? So this is super easy. I just apply a quick coat. You could also use, there's Nouveau Crystal Glaze, I think, and, there's different types that you can apply. Glossy accents is a little bit thicker. It takes a little longer to dry, and I kind of like that. It gives a little bit more dimension than some of the others, but they all work just the same. You get the shiny, and it's pretty. You just have to put them, out of the way so you don't touch them, because that's, of course, something I would do. I'd touch them or put a piece of paper on top of it and wreck it. So you kind of got to put your little die cut off to the side and let it dry because, it's a nightmare. You just wreck stuff that way. It's terrible. So now, like I said, just quickly applying this glossy accents. It's super easy. And you're going to have some cute little animated candy corns to go on your treat boxes. There we go. So I'm just going to move those out of the way. I'm going to clean up any little boo-boos, move some of the glossy accents to the edges with my the pen tip of my EK Success reverse tweezers. I use them for everything. Pop dies out of stuff with them, hold things in place, So now I am just cleaning up, making sure everything looks good. I'll put those off to the side and I let them dry. So now I'm using the pumpkin faces and I actually cut the little mouths off some of them and they didn't cry. Trust me, it's perfectly fine and you can put them together the next time you want to use them, but it just makes it easier to use and you use them more when you cut your dies apart. So now I'm just adding little smiles from the Fall Faces stamp set. This is the little vampire teeth smile, and that I'm stamping again with the VersaFine Onyx Black ink, and I'm just using like freehand stamping for those because they're just little mouths. So, you can't really screw those up too much. And then this one has a little tongue. And I'm going to add that one to this one. So it looks really like little happy candy corn. How cute is that? So I'm going to add a little bit of Copic marker, R27 to the tongue. You got to be careful because that is not a Copic friendly ink, but I'm just sort of dabbing it and not touching the ink. And then I'm adding white Jelly Roll pen from Sakura to the little teeth, just so you have white little teeth. Because, you got to add little white little teeth, little vampire teeth. Okay, so now I'm going to make some bows. So this is Stampin' Up! Ribbon, and I'm using my Bow Easy tool because that's what I do. And I'm going to make a double bow for each of these treat boxes. I'll just make one and, so I do make two, one for each box. And, I don't tie bows by hand because, I'm a disaster. So I always use my Bow Easy. It is so easy. You always get a perfect bow. Look at that. Like, come on. I always choose a ribbon that matches what I've got going on. And I'm just going to use my Fiskars scissors to actually trim the ends in a second. But I'm adding the bow to the box just using a Pop Dot, a Stampin' Up! Dimensional. Those hold really well. And this is a treat, so it's not being mailed or anything. So you don't have to worry. It doesn't have to be as sturdy as it would going through the mail. And then that is a shape sprinkle. They're called Silly Spiders from Doodlebug Design. And I'm going to pop that over the little hole in the tag that my sentiment is on. And I'm just going to also apply that to the box just with one Pop Dot underneath where the spider is. And I'm just going to attach it, and just sort of under the bow there. And that's kind of cute, eh? Keep calm and eat candy corn. You could leave it at that, really. I'm just trimming the edges off my bow with my Fiskars scissors. These are sharp ones. I only use them for like ribbon and thread and stuff like that, twine. So now I'm going to pop up my candy corn with some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals too. And I use 2 layers just so it's a little bit higher than the tag and the bow that I have going on. In a minute, actually, I decide to move the bow a little bit higher up and the tag. And I do that. So you'll see that it's a little bit higher in the next one when I'm doing my next box. And that's just because, I wanted a little bit more room for my candy corn. Didn't want to, cover up the edge of my tag. And, it would have been fine like that. But what the heck, I decided to move it up a little tiny bit. So there it is. It's up a little bit higher, you see, up in the corner. And then I added my candy corns. Like, how cute are those? Now I'm going to add some Nuvo Crystal Drops in Simply White because, that's my jam, really. And I'm just going to add 3 to each one just to, give it a little bit of texture. And I think you should run, like don't wait, run and get these coffin dies like right away. They're so cute. I'm going to try and use them a different way later on this week during this release, but I love them. They are adorable. Look how cute they are. You can fill them up with whatever you want. And like I said, they're really roomy. Like they're really roomy boxes. So lots of room for treats and stuff. Thank you so much for stopping by and hope to see you soon. Bye, everyone.